Learning Zilin Nishmas Etta Ahuva by Zevachim Perek Yud Mishna Zayin Ubekulam, all the chatois that are nechalois and all karbanos that are eaten by the kohanim, hakohanim rashayim l'shanas ba'achilasan. They could eat it, they could change in their achila, meaning they could eat it la'achlan sluyin, shlukin, umubushalim, alasis aseichai, tavlei chulim, v'tavlei truma. They could eat it roasted, overcooked, and cooked. And they could add spices. So the Tanakama, Reb Shimon over here, the Reb Shimon holds that you could add both spices of chulin and spices of truma. Because if you put in kachim together with truma, so you put in the spices of truma into the kachim, then there's going to be halachos of noiser, and you're causing that the truma will eventually become pasul after the zman achila. What's the makar of the Mishnah that you could eat it however you want? So the Gemara, my time or amakra l'mashcha, because the Torah says that the karbanos are eaten l'mashcha, which is a lashon of gedula. The Targum teaches it as rabbi, and therefore you eat it like however the kings would eat. Kedar shamalachim oichan, the Gemara says. The Taisis Yantav asked a question that in Perek Ezim Mekoimim, when we said the kachim are eaten, we said b'chol ma'achal. We spoke out then b'chol ma'achal zafuki carbon pesach, where had to be eaten dafka tzli. All the other carbonas can be eaten however you want it. Tzli shaluk mevushal. So what is the chiddush of this Mishnah? Ayin the Taisis Yantav, and the Taisis in Chulin on daf kuf lamed beis amid beis says that even though you can eat it however you want, but if you don't prefer one way better than the other, you don't care if it's tzli or cooked, so then it's tzli is adif chashiv tfei. It's best to eat it roasted, even by other karbanos. Mishnah Ches speaks about bringing shemen as a carbon, and the carbon oira says what shaykhus does it have to do to the perek of kol hatadir ayin sham. Amar Reb Shimon, Imreisa Shemen Shuhu Mischalik Ba'azara Einat Tzarech Lishal Mahu. If you see that there's oil being given out to the kohanim in the Azara, we know what it's from. Moiser Rikiki Minchas Yisrael V'Lug Shemen Shal Mitzera. It's obviously from a Minchas Ma'afeh. One of the types of Minchas Ma'afeh was Rikikin, and over there they would smear the oil, and the extra oil was eaten by the kohanim. And the same thing of the Lug Shemen Shal Mitzera, that it was eaten by the kohanim. After it was put on the tenucha and the bahainai, so then the rest was eaten to kohanim. So therefore, obviously, if the shem given out to the kohanim, we know what it's from. In Reisa Shem Shunatan Al Gabi Ishin, if you see that there's oil being put on the fire, Einat Tzarech Lishal Mahu Elamayser Rikikim Minchas Kohanim and Minchas Kohanim Mashiach. Oil that's put on the fire is obviously the leftover of Rikikin of not of Yisrael but of a kohanim, because kohanim their mincha is kulei kol Hashem, and who had minchas kohanim Mashiach, which is the chavisin that was brought every day, there was extra oil. Rashi explains because there was a ratio of 3 lugin of oil to isarin of silas, and because it was baked first, the oil did not absorb in, and therefore you had to be makte the extra by itself. So the Mishnah is saying that if you have oil, that if it's given to the kohanim, we know what it's from. If it's on the fire, it's not from. But one thing it's not from, she'em isnad ben shemen, because you can't give a nedava of shemen alone. Reb Tarfon argues and says misnad ben shemen. A person could come and donate shemen to the mizbeach alone. So according to Reb Tarfon, what we said in the whole Mishnah is not true, because it could be the shemen that was given as a nedava. What would you do with that shemen that's given as a nedava? Zak the Gemara, Amar Shmuel, Reb Divrei Reb Tarfon, according to Reb Tarfon, hamisnadiv shemen, if you give shemen as a nedava by itself, kaimse v'shiyarav na'chalan, then you do kmitza, which is shaila how you do kmitza. It's the Taisis Yantav and Menachos that says that you did it with a kli. Others argue that you don't put kmitza in a kli, and the Rabbeinu Gershom says over there, in Menachos Tafayin Dalad, that you let it raise to the top and you actually somehow do kmitza with your hand. So the Gemara does say that this is in Reb Tarfon Shita, that you're misnadiv shemen. In the Shita misnadiv shemen, there are 2 shitas in the Gemara. One says that shemen lo yifches me loig, that it's a loig, because we learn out from a regular minchas nedava, just like a mincha is a loig, so too over here when you're misnadiv oil, it's a loig. And according to that is what Shmuel is saying, that just like a regular mincha, there's a kmitza, and there's shirayim. The shirayim is nachal. The kmitza goes on the mizbeach, so too by shemen also. There's a part, the kmitza, that goes on the mizbeach and the shirayim and the chalim. But then there's another sheet in the Gemara. Rebbe says that it's shloisha lugin, and he holds that even though the initial makar is from a mincha, we say doiminova oiki ba'aser, and then you learn out from hilchas nesachim, just like nesachim is shloisha lugin, so too this shlemen is shloisha lugin, and he says just like my nesachim, it's kuli safalin, it goes into the buckets when you're misnadiv yayin. That's learned out from a pasuk. Then when in misyadev yayin, it goes into the bucket. So too over here, on the when you go up the ramp right to the left. So too over here by the shemen, it will go the same thing. The Gemara also brings Shita Shmuel that says that Hamisnadev Yayin maybe Mizalfe Agabi Ishin. Again, the Mishnah is talking about Shemen, but now jumping to Yayin, when you give Yayin as an Adava, Shmuel's Shita is that you actually put it on the fire. And the Gemara is bothered, how can you put it on the fire? You're going to be Mechabe the fire. And the Gemara says, because in the second teretz, it's Kibui the Mitzvah Shiny. Since it's part of the Mitzvah, so then it's Mutter. But then the Gemara also says that these two shitas, so whether when you're misnadav yayin, whether you pull it in the sapolim, like we said before, or now you put it on the fire in the mizbeach, is totally in the machlokes of davar she'einu miskavin mutter aser. The mandama that says that you could put it on the fire holds like Reb Shimon that davar she'einu miskavin is mutter, and it's not considered a psikresha. Rashi asks, because Rashi explains, because you put it on efsher the mezalfle betipin dakis moed, you put it slowly, drip by drip on the fire of the mizbeach, and that's how you would be misnadav yayin.